Welcome everybody to Jnana Sangha. What is Advaita? Advaita means non-dual, non-duality. To understand non-duality, first I must know what is the meaning of duality. What is dual? When I look at this world, I see I and the other. There is always a subject and an object. This is duality. I see the world in twos. There is always I and the other. I and the other. Advaita says that this is because of the illusion of Maya that we feel there is an I and the other. But if you see clearly with the eyes of wisdom, an eye of wisdom is not something that is going to be granted to me by a god and come and stick here and it is going to open. Those are all mythological stories, good for kids. The eye of wisdom is basically using your sharpened and purified intellect to see reality as it is, keeping aside my own likes and dislikes about people, situations, and things. Yeah. When you see reality as it is, that means you are using your eye of wisdom as opposed to using I like this or I don't like this or I want to believe this or this is my conditioning or this is my upbringing and blah, 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 blah. So now, Advaita can take you step by step to experiencing no I and other. The otherness completely drops and you realize there is nothing like I. I does not exist. When this clarity dawns, there is an awareness, a knowingness, a field of absolute and pure energy that you experience as all pervading. This can be experienced in this weekend itself, provided you see through the eye of wisdom and you give this your complete attention. Yeah. So I have Mr. Easter Bunny sitting right here and he is you. Yeah. You are this Easter Bunny. Mr. Bunny is an Advaitin. Yeah. He has been on this path for a long time and he has been stuck like others in scriptures and words and organizations and has got lost somewhere. But he is ripe. Yes. And this is his moment of getting to that enlightenment, awakening, or self-realization, whatever word you like to use. So what does Mr. Bunny do? This bunny is in a waking state. We have learned before there are 3 states. What are the 3 states? What are the 3 states? Waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. Yes? I'll give you a moment to divide your page into waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. Quickly. According to Advaita, there are 3 states of the mind, not consciousness. You have learned them as 3 states of consciousness before. Advaita says these are the three states of the mind. What are they? Waking, dreaming, deep sleep. In Sanskrit, Jagrit Avastha, Swapna Avastha, Sushupt Avastha. Those who don't know Sanskrit, that's fine. In waking state, what do you see this bunny doing? He has an Easter egg in his hand. Yes? And he's very interested in something that you are very interested in. What do you see there? Do you see the dollar bill? So this bunny is lost in money. Yeah. In the waking state, when he is lost in the money and the Easter egg, there are two phenomena that are happening. Number one, perception, and number two, sensation. I will explain these to you. What is perception? You are perceiving this world through your sense organs. Clear? So, perception through sight, smell, taste, touch and sound. Clear? Perception through sight. What you are seeing now. Perception through sound. What you are listening to right now. Sight and sound. Is mind or matter? Is it mind or is it matter? Perception through sight is happening at what level? Mind. Perception through sound is happening where? Mind. Perception through taste. Even though I am tasting a strawberry, for example, am I experiencing the object called strawberry or am I experiencing the taste? Okay, let's put it this way. I see the room. Look around your room. Yeah? Look at the computer. In this perception of sight, do you have proof that matter exists? No. The same room can appear in your dream state. Correct? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Yeah. So in dream state also it is mind, and in my waking state also it is mind. So do you understand where does perception happen? Perception is happening at mind. I perceive the world and a sensation arises in me. It may be a pleasant sensation or an unpleasant sensation. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Where is the sensation happening? Okay. The sensation is happening in the body, but what is experiencing it? The matter called body is experiencing it or the mind? Mind. So perception is mind and sensation is mind. Though the way that perception and sensation happen are through the instrument called the body. They are still happening at the level of the mind. Is this very clear? What is the meaning of the word perception? Perception means to conceive data from the environment, absorb data from the environment. My eyes absorb data of form. My ears absorb the data of sound. Do you understand perception? Yes? These are objects to perceive data from my surroundings. Clear? Though it happens through the instrument called the body, on which I have the ears, nose, eyes, skin and tongue, is perception a mind phenomena or a matter phenomena? Mind. Clear? Yeah, simple. Yes? So perception is happening through the body, but it is mind. Number 2. Everything that I perceive, suppose I see my obnoxious neighbor, what happens to me? First I get a unpleasant sensation. Where do I get that unpleasant sensation? In the body. The instrument is the body, but where exactly is the phenomena happening of the sensation? Where do you experience that unpleasantness? In the mind. This is very clear? So, if this is very clear, you can really understand that this body, the so-called body, which I think is hard matter, is nothing but similar to the mind. There is no separate body and separate mind. It is almost like an intertwined one system. Yes? Yeah, from our own experience, we understand this now. Yeah, not because Ekta is saying it. Yes, because anything that I see through this instrument called the body is really a mind phenomena. Anything that I hear is a mind phenomena. Anything that I taste is a mind phenomena. That same mind phenomena is creating sensations with me. Suppose you're a person who likes strawberry, you get a pleasant sensation. Suppose you're a person who doesn't like strawberries or is allergic to strawberries, you get an unpleasant sensation. Clear? Yeah? Though it is body, the phenomena is really the mind. Body is just like a doorway. Yeah? And it is only a concept that it is matter. As we go further, this will start opening up. So Mr. Bunny has the perception of money. Yes, and that money gives him certain sensations. Yeah, certain sensations of whatever. Yeah, I don't know, pleasant for some, unpleasant for some. This is the waking state. When I have certain sensations of like and dislike, they create a strong impression in me and they go sit in my memory. Yeah. All this is happening in the waking state. Now, Mr. Bunny goes to sleep in the night. Does the money vanish? He's sleeping that way, okay? Does the money vanish in the dreaming state or is it there? Tell me. How was money perceived? Through the mind. It was a mind phenomena. The attachment to the money created an impression and that was saved somewhere in the memory. What happens in the dream? What does he dream of? That impression, the same money. So money is there. Mind phenomena again. The same mind phenomena was in your so-called waking state, the same mind phenomena is there in your dream state. Agreed? Yeah? Therefore, there is no difference between your waking state and your dream state. You think with your eyes open that I am awake. No, it is a dream. It is a dream. There is no difference between your waking state and dreaming state. Yeah? And we'll understand this as Advaita opens up more and more and more. Yeah, some of you can already see it. Yeah, but for some of us, we need a little more, and Advaita provides that. Now, this perception and sensation that I collected in my awake state, it manifests in my dreaming state. Yeah. So now, Mr. Bunny is dreaming. Yes, these are all his colorful dreams, and all his colorful dreams have one very important thing, that money. Yes. So, the perception from the waking state has converted into thoughts and images in the dream state. And the sensations from the waking state has converted to feelings in the dream state. Yeah. So now he is surrounded by thoughts and feelings and images, creating havoc in his mind in the dream state. Yeah. When he was awake, he was aware all this is happening to me. I have perceptions, I have sensations. In the dream state also, not always, but sometimes you are aware that I am dreaming. Yes? Yeah? So he realizes, oh, I'm dreaming, and it's the same attachment that I saw during my waking state. I wanted to have pizza today and I did not get an opportunity. Under lockdown, nobody would deliver pizza. What do? He eats pizza in his dreams in the night. The perception and sensations have converted to thoughts and feelings and images. Very clear till here? Yeah. Now we move on to the deep sleep state. Dreams are gone. No more dreams. Is the money there or not in deep sleep? Very good. There is nothing. There is no money. Yeah. So the money is gone. He's sleeping very soundly. You imagine you are sleeping soundly right now in the deep sleep state. What do you experience? Nothing. No thing. Yeah, write this down. When you are asleep, you experience no dash thing. So, Mr. Bunny, he goes through his deep sleep state and he has a great night's sleep. He wakes up next morning. Mrs. Bunny asks him, okay, we have to go up now. Okay. Mrs. Bunny asks him, did you sleep well last night? Did you have a sound and deep sleep? So what does he say? You already know the process, right? So tell me. What does Mr. Bunny say? Yes, I had a deep and sound sleep. Now you tell me, His perceptions, which were in the waking state, were they in the dream state? As thoughts, they were there. His sensations, which were in the waking state, were they in the dream state? As feelings, they were there. Sensations becomes feelings. Yes? And all of them together create certain images and sequences in the dream state. What happens in the deep sleep state? Were all these present? No. When Mr. Bunny says, I am Mr. Bunny, who is he referring to? Who is Mr. Bunny? Some of us refer to the body as I am Mr. Bunny. Some of us refer to the mind, the perceptions, the sensations, the thoughts, the feelings, the images, the concepts, the ideas, the conditionings. We call this I. Now the body is not there in deep sleep state. All these so-called perceptions, sensations, feelings, emotions are not there in deep sleep state. Then who was there who figured it out that I slept well, I had a deep sleep, and is answering that question now in the waking state? Who is it? So Mrs. Bunny asked Mr. Bunny, who is answering this question? When I, the body, was not present in deep sleep state, and I, the mind, was not present in deep sleep state, then who is answering this question? Who are you? Or rather, what are you? Ask yourself this question. Who am I? Did I have a sound sleep last night? And if you just answered yes, who was there to know? You just told me a little while ago that in deep sleep you experience no thing, nothing. So who knows? Mrs. Bunny confuses Mr. Bunny and goes shopping for her groceries. Now Mr. Bunny is sitting over there. Oh my God, when she comes back, she's going to ask me the answer. And he says, I'm an Advaitan, so I'm going to figure this out. Yeah. So what does he do? He rewinds in his mind. He goes into that state. In this state, there was nothing, there was no perception, there was no sensation. That belonged to the waking state. There was no thought, no feeling. That belongs to the dreaming state. When I came to the deep sleep state, what happened? All these objects were gone. He's calling thoughts, feelings, perception, sensation as objects of the mind. All these objects were gone. Something must have been still there. What is it? He comes to this conclusion that it is like light. In outer space, there is light. In our solar system, beyond the Earth's atmosphere also, the sun's light is there all around. But if you go on an outer space expedition, you will see darkness. Why? There is light, but there is no object in space that the light needs to illuminate. That is why it seems dark. It just seems dark. But when a comet suddenly passes through that same space, it will twinkle. Then you know, oh, there was light, but it was not visible because of the absence of an object. I'll explain it with my projector. There is a projector on here, okay? And there is light coming from that projector. But you cannot see it, right? You cannot see the light? Even I cannot see the light. Why? Because there is no object. There is light, but you cannot see the light because there is no object in the way of the light. Now I put these flowers up. Now can you see the light? Now can you see the light illumining the object? And you can see the shadow of the object? Are you getting it? If there is light, but there is no object in its path, it will seem like darkness. Yeah? This is physics. That's how space is dark, even in our solar system, beyond the Earth's atmosphere. Yeah? Only when an object comes in the pathway of the light do you realize, oh, there is light. Super clear? Same thing happens in your deep sleep. In deep sleep, there is the absence of objects of thought. There is zero perception, there is zero sensation, there is zero thought, there is zero images, there are zero ideas. Do you get what I'm saying? Yes? Because of absence of thought objects, you think in deep sleep there is no thing, there is nothing. Super clear? Yeah. So that means there is some light. Did you get to this inference? There is a light which is there. This light illumines every object that comes in its path. And this light, when is devoid of an object, appears like darkness. That is what is the deep sleep. Now can you see the jar? Yeah. Deep sleep is like that. It's an absence of objects. Yeah. An absence of experience of objects. Now Mr. Bunny says that this light of knowingness that was there in my deep sleep, wasn't that knowingness there in my dream? Was it there or not there? What illuminated my hand or the flowers when I put them up? The light. Would the flowers or my hand get illuminated if there was no light? It would not get illuminated. Very clear? So when he comes into the dream state, from the deep sleep state, the light of knowingness is still there. That light of knowingness is, I'm giving it a word, light of knowingness, just because I explained it to you this way, okay? But don't think of it as a light, like the light that comes from the bulb. But I'm explaining it to you. I'm using a metaphor, yeah, just for clarification. So when he comes from the deep sleep state, into the dream state, this knowingness is still there. How did this dream state occur? From where did this object, the thought object and the feeling object suddenly appear? Knowingness itself is like water vapor. Yeah, what happens to water vapor when it starts getting cooler? It starts condensing. Condensation starts. Yes, knowingness is like water vapor. That knowingness itself condenses into thoughts and feelings. And the dream objects are experienced. Yeah, that condensation is like still droplets. That is why the mind is semi-conscious. It is not fully conscious. The same water droplets now condense into ice when you move to the waking state. So the thoughts and feelings now condense into people, situations, things, body, and the physical matter. Again, I explain this metaphorically. Now, I will bring you to the real experience. I want each one of you to lift up, touch some object, show it to me. Okay. Keep that object in your hand. What are you experiencing? Are you experiencing the object, or are you just experiencing your own perception and sensation? It's your own perception and sensation. You never experience objects. You only experience the touch of that object, the sight of that object. If it makes a sound, you will experience the sound, but each of that is only a perception and a corresponding sensation that arises in me. I never really experience objects. Yeah? Which means I never really experience this world of people, situations, and things as matter. I'm not saying it is not matter. What am I saying? I don't experience it as matter. I experience only my perception. I experience only the sensation created out of that perception. Yes? Clear? Yeah. So, Mr. Bunny wakes up to this clarity that in this entire world of people, situations, and things, that though the world may appear to be solid, full of objects, full of people, full of matter, but really it is all the mind's phenomena. I never really experience matter. Yes, that is why it is said Jagat Mithya. Jagat Mithya means what? This world is an illusion. Very clear? Yes. But you're very clear right now when I've explained it to you. What happens when the session ends? Your wife or your husband or your child is so real to you. And then you get confused again. Just half an hour ago I was clear that he is not real, she is not real. But again remember, I am not saying that they are not real. I am saying that the way you see them is unreal. They are mind phenomena. They are not matter phenomena. This is Advaita's core principle. This is the core understanding. If you get this, you get Advaita. If you miss this, you do full Bhagavad Gita, you do Brahma Sutras, you do Falana and Dhimkana, you will not get Advaita. Yeah? Because you have missed this core. How is Jagat Mithya? That is the core. Yes? So I am not going to pile on lots of knowledge onto you. I want you to go through this experientially step by step. So write down today's homework. What is today's homework? The moment you get out of this session, your husband is going to become that real Jagat for you. Or your wife is going to become that real Jagat. And then take a moment, take that step back and recognize, I am perceiving my husband or wife or child or dog or whatever. Is there any other reality to him or her other than my perception? Is there any other reality to him other than my sensation? Is there any other reality to him other than my thought? It is all the mind's phenomena. Yes? This is the first step. The clear recognition of what it really is. Super clear? Yeah, if you get this, it's done. It's done. There is no place to go. There is nothing more to do. No more spiritual running. You're spiritually independent if you can, in moment to moment, see this phenomena. Especially when your boss is really getting angry with you and firing you. In that moment, when that hot coals of anger are burning inside you, just observing, this is the perception of my boss's sight and sound, and that sensation of anger coming up in me. And it is just thought, and then there's just feeling. This is all the mind's phenomena. Yeah? We are not complete with the entire crux of Advaita. This is the first main crux, understanding how Jagat is mithya. Yeah? Or how this world is an illusion. Now, how do I become established in this understanding from moment to moment is the second part. That's very essential, right? I will lose it the moment I'm out of the company of these people. Yeah. So how do I establish in this? By now recognizing what is this knowingness that Mr. Bunny is talking about. Yeah. So he analyzes his deep sleep state. He analyzed in the deep sleep state, I was this light of knowingness, but because there was no object to illuminate, I experienced nothingness in deep sleep state. This nothingness is there all the time. It's not suddenly come up from somewhere. Yeah, or this light of knowingness is there, but it is not apparent right now. Within this light of knowingness, thoughts come up, feelings come up, sensations come up, perceptions come up. So basically, within the deep sleep state, the dream state opens up. And within the dream state, the waking state opens up. So which is bigger, tell me? Which is bigger? The deep sleep state is bigger. Because within the deep sleep state, the dream state blossomed, and within the dream state came the waking state. We have the opposite view. We think the waking state is the biggest state, and then the dream state and the deep sleep state. I don't even know what it is. It's exactly the opposite. Yeah. Now he has analyzed this. Now, how to make it an experience? He's a very smart bunny. He said, now if that knowingness was there in my deep sleep state, that has to continue into my dreaming state, which means it has to continue into my waking state, which means it is there right now. Correct? Logically correct? You tell me, right now, is that knowingness there for you? Let me ask the same question in a different way. Are you aware? Are you aware? Are you aware? When you ask yourself, are you aware? What happens? What happens? You took a break from the noise of the mind and somewhere went inside to look. Am I aware? Correct? Everybody does that. It's a very natural thing. Yes? When you ask yourself, am I aware? I look. Am I aware? I'm looking. First I'm looking. For a moment, there's an absolute pause, a silence. And then I say, yes. Where did you go in that pause, in that silence? That is that light of knowingness. That is Sakshi or witness. That is who you are. Now, did you have to go and manufacture this person called I? It was already there. Did I put him into you? No, it was already there. Yeah? You have to just become aware of that silence. I'm not talking about the mind. Are you noticing this? In that pause, there was a silence, means there was no mind. There were no thoughts. Yes? That's why I kept sending you emails, do your homework. Am I aware? Am I aware? And if you didn't do that, homework number 2 for you is, again, 2000 times by tomorrow you will practice, am I aware? Yes? And whatever Ekta said, don't believe it. No. Don't believe it. You experiment with your own self. You become 100% sure, yes, this is the knowingness. This is the awareness. I understand this. Yeah? Don't believe me just because I'm telling you. I want you to experiment and reach there by your experience. Yeah? I want to make you quickly, spiritually independent, stand on your own feet and off you go. Yes? I don't want you to be spiritually dependent on anyone. Yes? So make this your number 1 goal on the path of spirituality. I have to become spiritually independent. So I have to do this homework and see, am I aware? When I say, am I aware? For a moment, I'm stumbling and fumbling inside, looking for an answer, and then I pause somewhere. The mind gives up. There is no mind. There is a silence. And I recognize the awareness, but again the mind has to come back, formulate the answer in words and say, yes, I am aware. So you understand the sequence? Mind says, am I aware? You go to silence. Silence does not speak. If it speaks, what is it? It is the mind. Do you get it? So first is the question asked by the mind, am I aware? There is the silence of awareness, and then the mind comes back, formulates the answer and says, yes, I'm aware. Mind, silence, mind. You experiment and see, does this really happening? Or is Ekta making up all stories? Yeah? You have to do this experiment with yourself at least 20,000 times by tomorrow. Very, very clear? Yeah. So that's what Mr. Bunny does. He recognizes that awareness. Yes, that awareness, that knowingness is there. In waking state, it does not seem like knowingness, it seems like awareness. Yeah, I'm aware, I'm aware, I'm aware. Yeah. In waking state, because till now my conditioning was such that I said that I am aware of the computer, I am aware of this person. I thought that I recognize objects or I experience objects. But now I recognize that there are no objects, right? I am aware of perception. Is this clear? Is this opening up a little? Yeah? I am aware of sensation. Yes? There is no object really. I do not experience objects. Remember we just did this? I experience my own perception and my own sensation. So that's your homework for number 3 for today. You start recognizing now that you've recognized the awareness, that the awareness is aware, yeah, only of the mind phenomena. And the mind phenomena is thoughts, feelings, perceptions, sensations, and ideas, concepts, images, etc., fluff. Super clear?